President Donald Trump of the United States, U.S., has called on the general public, especially married people and intending couples, to make sure the door remains closed, apparently to avoid exposing their marital life to the public. This, he stated on Friday while reacting to a video footage of French President Emmanuel Macron, who was probably seen being slapped by his wife, Brigitte, when the two-first family of France were about to deplane shortly after they arrived at Noi Bai International Airport in Hanoi, Vietnam on May 25, 2025 for an official visit, which stands as the first trip to Vietnam by a French president in nearly a decade. President Emmanuel Macron, who is 47 years old and currently doesn't have a child of his own, at age 15, started having an affair with his La Providence high school teacher, Brigitte, who was almost in her 40th then, married, and she was living with her husband with 3 kids. Although 15 years is the legal age where one can no longer be considered as a minor in France, but Macron parents, who were not happy of seeing their son having an affair with Brigitte, whose 2 out of her 3 children were almost a year older than Emmanuel Macron, tried their best to dissolve the relationship by thus relocating Emmanuel Macron to Paris to continue his education. The efforts of the French president, Emmanuel Macron's parents, to scatter the relationship proved abortive after Emmanuel Macron rounded off his education and switched back his love life to his married old school teacher, Brigitte, who later in January 2006, divorced her husband, who later died on December 24, 2019, and married Emmanuel Macron on the 20th of October 2007. Brigitte's former husband and the father of her 3 children, who are currently in their early and late 40s, of the same age bracket with their stepfather, President Emmanuel Macron, died 2 years after Emmanuel Macron became president of France on May 7, 2017. According to CNN, some beliefs and unwritten laws in France protect the private life of politicians, and when the video footage of Brigitte appears to have slapped the #1 citizen of France, President Emmanuel Macron, the French media only broadcast the video temporarily, and in less than 24 hours, the news of the video was no longer seen on the French media airspace. Macron, shortly after the video footage went viral, dismissed the video and the domestic violence it suggests. Emmanuel Macron claims he simply joked with his wife, as they do quite often. But close watchers observed that when President Emmanuel Macron offered his hand to his wife, as they often do while coming down from the plane stairs,